Yeah, Billy Crystal is definitely one of my favorite actors, comedians, and that he's just he kills me with those different voices. He's
a really sweet, down to earth man.
Can you do any different voices like he does?
I do not. And if you were to ask me to do one, you're not going to get it. So yes, I do a good George Washington.
Yeah.
And I'm George Washington. Vote for me. Whatever. Okay. I do people that it's impossible for you to know what they sound like. So I can do those people spot on. So it was weird. I saw a preview for the new Steven Spielberg movie Lincoln. I don't know if y'all seen previews for this yet.
Yeah.
And it's going to be awesome. And Daniel Day-Lewis looks exactly like Abraham Lincoln, but when he opened his mouth and started talking, I just turned to my friend and said, "That is not what Abraham Lincoln sounds like."
No.
No one knows, but I was like, hey, there's no way he could have sounded like that. So anyway, just a fun little side note.
Do you speak any different languages at all?
I don't, I speak a little bit of Espanol, and of course, being from the South, I speak Pig Latin. And I think, Don and I were talking earlier, I can very easily slip into banjo, which is just a really, really redneck as it gets. So.
But not
I
all
won't even attempt that.
I know.
Yeah, I would love to hear. The question is, do you speak? I would love to hear you speak. Your attempt at speaking banjo.
Yes. Go ahead, Pam.
Me? I don't even know what it is.
Go ahead.
I mean, other than Southern. And Dawn, I already slaughter it. So.
It's okay. Actually, and you're referring to that, and I do not even myself. I'm not even sure what speaking banjo is. If that tells you, I sound Southern, but I don't know how true Southern I am.
No, you're good. You're doing an excellent job. You're doing a good job. You're picking right now.
Oh, I get it. Okay. Well, now we know.
Get your scrub board, Dawn, and your spoons. I told you. I knew you could do it.
Yeah, well, but people, I don't know what it is. I can go to other parts of the country, and truthfully, Jody, they either guess, they say, are you from North Carolina or are you from Texas? It's always those two states, and in some places, depending upon where I travel to, I'm afraid to open my mouth. So it's, I imagine if I ever travel to New York, I will just not say a word the entire time I'm there.
No, when I lived in California when I was doing some acting out there. I'm back and forth quite a bit, but when I first moved, I moved out there. I was out there a few years, actually, staying out there in the early 2000 to about 2002. And when I first got out there, I thought I neutralized my accent, but everyone was just like, "You're the countryest person I've ever heard, Jody." So anywhere you go, you think you've gotten rid of it. It's not exactly the case. Like you say, when you go to a different part of the country, I guess the real country boy comes out. So
right. And even if you're not a country boy, a lot of times, like my son went to school in Southern Illinois. I mean, that's not that far away from me, but he came back saying y'all. I'm like, what's up with this?
They say y'all in Southern Illinois. Maybe it's a Southern Illinois thing. Wow. Yeah,
I did. Honest. He came back.
That's
he was
hilarious.
only there like 6 months and came back talking like that. So
a changed man.
Yeah.
Yeah, really.
But it's really for the better. It's better. It's, actually, I love the people from the South. It's some of the sweetest, most down to earth people going. So.
Oh, for sure.
Proud to be from the South.
Definitely.
Well, it's that Southern hospitality thing. Isn't that what they say?
That's
for sure.
That's it. I had a little bit of a shock when I first moved out to LA. Now that I've been out there, it's not like this. But when I remember when I first got out there, just walking down the street, saying hello to people on the street. You know, they kind of
they look at you
kind
funny.
of put their head down or not look at you. You know, who is this circus freak saying hello to me on the? So you know, it's kind of like that. And now, nowadays, I kind of do the same thing. I was in New York, like I say, about a month ago, and I was shocked. I was expecting people to shun me because I've been up there a few times before, and you kind of. You know, people just aren't as friendly, but I don't know. It's kind of cool. They seem almost going out of their way to be friendly. So maybe the world's a lot smaller than we think it is.
Maybe you're more recognizable now from when you first left that little patch in that little town.
There you go.
Definitely.
Now, if you could write a movie, who would you cast? And what would it be about, and what location would you like to be?
Wow, that is the most awesome 3-part question I've ever heard in my life. If I could write a movie, what would it be about? Wow. That's a great idea. Actually, a buddy of mine had an idea, and I always thought this would be a great film. It takes place during a Johnny Cash concert at Folsom Prison.
Okay.
Folsom Prison is a famous album that Johnny Cash did, a live album at a prison back in the 60s. Is Folsom Prison, and basically the gist of the movie is that these two inmates plan an escape the day of the Johnny Cash Folsom Prison concert, because all the guards and everybody's distracted, and basically the end of the movie, I don't know all the details on the inside of the movie, but I know that the end of the movie, the two prisoners escape on Johnny Cash's little tour bus, and there's a moment when Johnny could give them up, but he acts like no one's there and tells the guards no one's on the bus. And that's kind of the end of the movie. They kind of roll off on the bus with Johnny Cash. Kind of cool.
I like that.
So I like it just because it's a period piece. I find a lot of times, being from the South, that I do a lot of period pieces, like from the 30s, 40s. And so there's a lot of racial type roles that I've done down here in the South. But who would I have to star in the movie? Wow, that's a great question.
Besides yourself.
I'm a big fan of Sam Rockwell right now. He's one of my favorite actors. He was, I don't know if you know who he is, but he was in Iron Man 2. He was in this new movie that just came out maybe a week or two ago called The Seven Psychopaths. He's just a great character actor, so I think I would like to have him in there. And who else? Maybe Megan Fox, just because she's so freaking hot.
Oh, she's so pretty,
That's about it right now. So that, and of course Jody Thompson. So that'd be me.
Well, let's hope Brian Austin Green isn't listening to the interview.
Yeah, really?
Lord, yeah. Are they married? Are they still married? I guess I don't
Yeah,
know.
They just had a baby too.
They had a baby.
Wow, I feel like such a perv now. Way to go, Jody. I renege on everything. Good grief. I can't be talking about that about moms.
Well, look, to your credit, you know, she probably is going to resume acting at some point, and she may be looking for work. So, you know, that's my say for you.
I have a great role for you, Megan, if you're listening.
Right?
There you go. See?
I'm gonna be really mad though if someone in the next year a Johnny Cash Prison Break film comes out, we'll know where they got that.
Exactly
we'll know where
right.
they got the idea from, right?
I think
right.
you need to start working on it and get it to the Indie Film Festival or something.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
definitely.
for real. Yes, you need to. So it sounds really interesting, actually, and I would certainly go see it. So
I would too. I love Johnny Cash. I thought.
Yeah.
So any acting bugs from you ladies? Neither of you.
Not
Either
really.
of you
When I was younger, I thought about it, but I have such a fright to be in front of people. Even in school, when I had to read something in front of the class, I'd turn beet red, and heart would go 100 miles an hour. So I don't even know how I'd get over that to go on stage or anything like that.
I used to be shy too, so.
Yeah.
I was shy when I was very young, but as I grew older, I in high school I ran for class president, and you had to get up and give a speech, and I've always maintained that if you could get up in front of your class of peers that you went to school with and give a speech, you could pretty much do anything. So because that's so different from getting up in front of people that you don't know and may never see again. But they can be your worst critics and your harshest critics, of course.
Exactly.
So,
exactly.
Yeah, so
when I was a kid, in I was 6 years old. Our kindergarten class did a circus, and I was one of the lions of the circus. And I call myself the outcast lion because I think my grandmother made my lion costume, and everybody else bought their lion costume from the same store. So I kind of look different. And all I really remember is being up on stage, and my lion hood fell off, and I ran off stage crying. So that was my first introduction to being a thespian. So, but you know what they say is if you fall down, get back up.
Get back up, yep.
Yeah.
Well, we're glad that you did.
Start around again, so yeah. I'm glad that I did.
Yeah.
Dawn, you were going to say something?
I was just going to say, that if that didn't turn you away from acting after that, then that means that you've definitely taken the right path for sure. So, and gosh, I don't know if I'll get brave enough to go see the Bay, though. I mean, the trailer really freaked me out, but
you have to see it. Don't. Shame on you. Shame on you.
No, it's those whole critters.
Time to get a little courage here. Muster it up, sister.
Oh, well, that's true. And if I'm a true Southern,
we Southerners have to support each other.
Right,
There you go. Well, okay, I'll brace myself and I'll go do it. But if you hear blood-curdling screams all the way where you are, you'll know that it's the Southern gal screaming banjo all the way from the Carolina movie theater.
Yeah, people will be like in the movie theater and be like, I don't understand. I was in the movie, I was watching it, but every once in a while someone kept playing a banjo in the back of the room. I could not understand what was happening.
I love it.
It was the creepiest thing ever.
And we thought they're going to be going, and we thought the movie was bad. They made the movie look good.
Yeah.
Now I don't want to, impact sales on the movie now. I mean, we really want to help this along. So, maybe I'll wait until it comes out on DVD. That way I can't scare anyone.
Nice.
You just have to use your hands, your fingers, over the eyes, certain parts. You peek through. That's how I do it.
Yeah, I know.
That's right.
It's all the...
But I'm telling you right now, when I was in New York, I had my wife with me and my sister. And it's always good to see one of my films with people who kind of weren't involved because, you get kind of jaded. And when I'm watching, my performance, I'm kind of judging myself. And it's just a little refreshing to be there with people who are separate from the industry. And so when they're jumping up out of their seats, as my wife and sister did, like I say, 4 or 5 times, it's real reaction. So we know that we did our job right.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's so true.
Now, do you critique yourself for every part that you do?